Now on Nightside, another person's name has emerged in the leak of classified Pentagon documents, allegedly working to spread them on Russian sites.
I'm tracking more April showers this evening, but it's not just rain in the first alert forecast.
The trial of the man accused of murdering a teenager in Federal Way in 1991 started today. You're watching 4 News Now Nightside. Thanks for staying up with us. I'm Aaron Luna.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. New on Nightside, this is what people living in Stevens County heard tonight.
You are requested to shelter in place and lock your doors. There is heavy police activity in the area.
At around 8 o'clock tonight, deputies issued a shelter-in-place order for part of Highway 291 just west of McAllister Road near Long Lake in 9 Mile Falls. They asked people to stay out of the area and anyone who lived nearby to lock their doors until further notice. The situation was peacefully resolved about an hour ago. We reached out to the sheriff's office for more information. They have not gotten back.
Well, if you're at the Spokane Indians game this Saturday, you might have seen this superstar. That's our own Chris Crocker throwing out the first pitch. It's up, it's away. It's a strike.
Oh, is it?
Yes, it is.
Who's to say it's not?
Somebody
Swing,
loves
bada,
me
bada.
in editing because it was not a strike. But thank you. I'm sure if you were there, you can attest to that. We have some rain happening right now around the region. We're zoomed in on the Spokane area on our Doppler radar, and you can see some light showers on 195, and there's a lot more to move in. Here's a broader view on our satellite and radar and those showers moving in. We've also had a few rumbles of thunder around the Electric City and just to the east of the Omak area. That thunderstorm activity is tapering off, and we're shifting our focus to another form of precipitation, the possibility of some snow as we get into the overnight. Here's our forecast radar. 6 o'clock tomorrow morning with some snow throughout the valleys of North Idaho and the central panhandle. Possibility of a little very light snow in extreme eastern Washington. That will taper off very early in the morning around Spokane, but continue through North Idaho and the central panhandle through the first part of the afternoon. There's a winter weather advisory in effect for the central panhandle for 1 to 3 inches of snow through Tuesday at 11 a.m. Accumulations will be very light and short-lived tomorrow elsewhere around the region. We're warming up to a high of 49. 57 is our average high. It's going to be a breezy day. In fact, winds will be picking up overnight tonight with gusts to 30 miles per hour. Starting the day off around freezing. And we do have a chance of showers back in the forecast tomorrow afternoon, falling in a variety of forms, not only rain and snow, but graupel too. I will help you plan around the showers coming up in your forecast, Aaron.
Chris, thank you. Attention Walmart shoppers. No, they're not rolling back prices. Starting tomorrow, you will need to bring your own bag to the store.
The retailer confirmed to 4 News Now that all stores in the state will get rid of plastic and paper bags on April 18th. Walmart says Washington will soon be one of the 6 states eliminating the plastic bags that currently sell for about 8 cents. The cloth bags and bags to keep food cold should still be available at a cost. Walmart says eliminating the plastic bags is part of a company goal to achieve zero waste. The company says there are no plans to roll out its no plastic bags policy at stores in Idaho right now.
Well, the Seattle Mariners entered Monday as one of the hottest teams in baseball, but something had to give as they welcomed in one of the other hottest teams, the Milwaukee Brewers. And while the story on Sunday afternoon was the Sailor pitching the M's, that was not really the case on Monday because things got ugly. Starting pitcher Chris Flexen did make it 6 innings, but he gives up 4 runs on 6 hits as Milwaukee was in control the entire game. The fielding of Seattle was also sloppy as they commit 2 errors on the night and eventually fall in this one 7-3 to drop back to 8-9 on the season. Logan Gilbert will get the nod in Game 2 on Tuesday. In a bit of more entertaining games, the Kings and the Warriors went blow for blow, quite literally at times. times in Game 2 of the first round of the NBA playoffs. All-star and former Gonzaga Bulldog Domantas Sabonis was tied for a team-high 24 points as he helped lead Sacramento to a 114-106 win. Former Washington State Cougar Klay Thompson also added 21 points of his own in the losing effort. Now, there was a moment at the end of the fourth quarter where Sabonis and Draymond Green got tangled up. That ended with Green being ejected for stomping on Sabonis. That should make for an intriguing Game 3 on Thursday night. And come up a bit later on in sports, we're going to have more from that Kings-Warriors game and show you the full highlights from that. Aaron, Kirsten, send it back over to you.
Thank you, Alex. New on Nightside. A 13-year-old boy named Jacob Stevens died after he overdosed on Benadryl trying to copy a TikTok challenge.
His family says the challenge was to take 12 to 14 pills to induce a hallucination. Jacob took more than that. Jacob's father, Justin Stevens, says the teen was at home with friends when he overdosed. He says Jacob's friends filmed him attempting the social media challenge when all of a sudden his body started seizing. Doctors told him his son would never wake up. Now Jacob's family has a warning for other parents.
Keep an eye on what your kid's doing with that phone. Talk to them about, the situation. I want everybody to know about my son's situation.
They're also trying to get lawmakers to put age restrictions on buying medicine like Benadryl and on social media platforms like TikTok.
A teenager was shot in the head and in the arm in Missouri for knocking on the wrong door while trying to pick up his younger brothers. Prosecutors believe there was a, quote, racial component. Protesters are demanding the suspect be charged. 16-year-old Ralph Yarl rang the doorbell at a residence just before 10 o'clock at night, and he was shot twice.
To have black people ring a doorbell and then have a white citizen shoot him in the head first and then shoot him a second time. I mean, there is no way you can justify this. We can only imagine if the roles were reversed.
A neighbor called 911 after Jarl showed up on her doorstep bleeding but alert. The suspect in the shooting, a white man in his 80s, was taken into custody just before midnight and placed on a 24-hour hold, then released less than 2 hours later. Police say that they are working to get a victim statement and additional forensic evidence before making a decision about referring the case for prosecution. Missouri has a stand your ground law that allows physical force to defend yourself if there's reasonable belief unlawful force is imminent.
The information that we have now, it does not say that it's racially motivated. That's still an active investigation. But as a chief of police, I do recognize the racial components of this case. I do recognize and understand the community's concern.
The victim was hospitalized and is now recovering at home, according to the reports in that area. Jarl's family says he is an honor student, a leader in the marching band at his high school, and he has hopes to attend Texas A&M University to study chemical engineering when he graduates. His family attorneys, in a statement, asked that police, quote, prosecute to the full extent of the law the man responsible for this horrendous and unjustifiable shooting.
New evidence has shown that mass shootings have had a ripple effect on Americans' mental health. Research published this year shows the negative impact may extend beyond the survivors and affected community to a much broader population. A CDC-funded study found a mental health crisis line saw a spike in messages referencing guns and other firearm-related terms just after the Uvalde, Texas school shooting. There's also a recent survey from the Kaiser Family Foundation showing gun violence has more broadly affected most families in the U.S. in one way or another. New on Nightside, the trial of the man accused in the 1991 murder of a teenager who was found dead near her high school in Federal Way started today.
Patrick Leon Nicholas was charged with first-degree murder and rape in 2019, nearly 30 years after the teen's death.
On the stand, a mom details the moment she learned what happened to her 16-year-old daughter, Sarah Yarborough.
When we got there, that was when they told us that her body had been found.
Laura Yarborough says it happened on a weekend when Sarah had stayed behind while the family traveled out of town for a soccer tournament. She was discovered on December 14th, 1991.
Sarah Yarborough fought for her life that morning, where she was sexually assaulted where she was strangled, and where she was killed.
Prosecuting attorney Celia Lee says the man who killed her is Patrick Nicholas.
Patrick Nicholas doesn't and has never matched the description.
That argument from defense attorney David Montez. Prosecutors say nearly 32 years ago, Sarah, a member of the drill team, drove to her high school campus in Federal Way for a Saturday morning invitational. She arrived early.
After leaving the safety of her car, Sarah was encountered by her assailant.
Lee says that man forced Sarah into a nearby embankment. Shortly after, two boys, ages 12 and 13, were cutting through campus.
All of a sudden, they saw a man pop up out of the embankment, the bushes.
The boys said the man walked away, and as they moved closer, they saw Sarah's body. What followed was a large-scale police investigation, thousands of tips, but no arrest until investigators turned to a forensic genetic genealogist and used direct-to-consumer DNA test data to generate investigative leads. Nicholas was identified and followed by investigators who were there when he discarded a cigarette.
That discarded cigarette from Mr. Nicholas was a match.
It was absolutely the first case ever used genetic genealogy.
In 2019, Nicholas was arrested. Today, his defense attorney says the police investigation had lots of false leads.
They used technology that is not only unproven, but just wacky, really.
Montez says his client is innocent.
He's not the person that killed Sarah.
Coming up on Nightside, a Spokane Starbucks wants to become one of the first in the city to unionize.
And the FBI is accusing the Chinese government of secretly operating a police station out of a building in the heart of New York City.
Track live radar on the 4 News Now weather app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Kerner Furniture.
Meet 3 students, all learning to save and spend their money with Chase. Freedom for kids? Thank you, Chef. Control for parents? Nice. One bank for both. Chase. Make more of what's yours.
I had a lot of bad days with gout, but that one took the wedding cake. Even with medicine, my uric acid was still too high to stop painful gout buildup. Then a gout specialist told me about Cristexa.
Cristexa is a prescription medicine for adults with gout whose symptoms are not controlled by other gout medicines.
I learned Cristexa quickly starts working to break down gout buildup.
Cristexa is an infused medicine. Serious life-threatening allergic reactions can occur while taking Cristexa. Tell your doctor right away if you have symptoms such as shortness of breath, trouble breathing, dizziness, itching, or swelling of the throat or tongue. Cristexa is not recommended if you have high levels of uric acid without a history of gout. Do not take Cristexa if you have a rare disorder called G6PD deficiency or favism. Before receiving Cristexa, tell your doctor if you have a history of heart problems and all the medicines you take. Cristexa may cause gout flare-ups, allergic reactions, nausea, bruising, sore throat, constipation, chest pain, and vomiting.
I received Cristexa for about 6 months. Now I'm in control, not gout.
Find a doctor who specializes in gout at goutdocnow.com.
Look at this baseball field and this one. How about this one? Which one is next for a 4 News Now Extreme Team Diamonds and Dreams makeover? How about yours? Go to KXLY.com and tell us why your field deserves a makeover. Diamonds and Dreams brought to you by your hometown Chevy dealers and Horizon Credit Union.
From the Spokane River to the Snake River Dam, nationally and worldwide, what are the biggest threats to the water we all rely on, and what's being done to protect it? Watch The Power of Water, a special all-day event Thursday on ABC News and 4 News Now.
I feel safer when you're in the building. Over 10,000 stars. History making. 5 U.S. presidents.
The funny man.
Yes. And 20 years of explosive, iconic, heartfelt.
You sure about that?
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
4 News Now is brought to you by Northern Quest Resort and Casino.
The winds are just starting to pick up in Spokane. 24-mile-per-hour gusts out at the airport. Starting to hear the wind on the roof here in downtown Spokane as well. Up to 30-mile-per-hour gusts overnight with rain or snow showers. 32 for an overnight low in Spokane. Here's a look at the forecast snow right around the Spokane area, the computer model. Now, what's difficult about this is it may melt as soon as it hits the ground, considering how warm our roads, the dirt around the region is after several weeks of warmer weather. But we still have the possibility of some minor accumulations. They just might not last very long. you might sleep through them if you are up this late. Here's our chance of precipitation. Now, the best chance of rain or snow is right around midnight in Spokane, and then it tapers off significantly down to 0 by 6 a.m. And then as we get into the afternoon, we have that chance of hit and miss showers, rain, snow, possible graupel. 49 degrees for a high, wind gusts up to 25 miles per hour. Our average high is almost 10 degrees warmer than that. Our overnight lows tonight will be down around freezing in Spokane, in Pullman. We'll be in the mid-30s through the Coeur d'Alene area and up around Sandpoint. High temperatures tomorrow running below average. Lots of 40s on the map. We should see a lot more 50s and 60s. Here's a look at your planning forecast. More showers possible on Wednesday of a similar kind in the afternoon. Rain, snow, maybe some graupel, and of course the possibility of isolated thunderstorms as well. And then we're mostly dry with some mountain showers through Saturday and a nice warming trend finally back up around average or even a little bit above by the weekend. I'll be back in just a few minutes looking out 8 to 14 days to the first day of May in the forecast. Kirsten?
Thank you, Chris. Well, it turns out someone else was allegedly working to spread classified Pentagon documents.
The Wall Street Journal reporting a female former Navy non-commissioned officer who now helps run a pro-Russia, pro-Putin website helped spread those top secret documents well beyond the online forum Discord to other parts of the internet. 37-year-old Sarah Bills, who has been demoted, left the Navy last November after 12 years as an aviation technician. She told the Wall Street Journal she is now one of the administrators of the pro-Russian, pro-Putin online site where she posted 4 classified documents, which were then circulated by large Russian social media accounts. The documents were part of the huge batch of top secret information allegedly posted on Discord by 21-year-old Airman Jack Teixeira, who was arrested last week. The Pentagon today admitting they still don't know exactly how many documents were leaked.
And new on Nightside, U.S. intelligence agencies were aware of up to 4 additional Chinese spy balloons, according to documents leaked by Jack Teixeira on Discord. According to the documents, another balloon flew over a U.S. carrier strike group and a third crashed in the South China Sea. The leaked documents did not mention specific launch dates. And a document from the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency contains a government assessment about 2 balloons from previous years. Questions still remain about 1 balloon that flew over the U.S. earlier this year before it was shot down off the coast of South Carolina.
New on Nightside, the FBI is accusing the Chinese government of secretly operating a police station out of an unassuming building in the heart of New York City. They arrested 2 men today, accusing them of working for China's Ministry of Public Security. Their office near Chinatown claimed to be a nonprofit organization providing assistance to local residents of Chinese descent, including to help them get driver's license. But the FBI says the station was a hub of Chinese counterintelligence operations in New York City used to harass and intimidate dissidents who defied China.
McDonald's is making some changes to its signature burgers. That's next on Nightside.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. Spokane's hottest music.
Break me so done with you, girl. I've been popping, man, I feel just like a rock star.
Hot 96.9.
This is how legends are made.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups or get $3,750 total value on a 2023 Silverado with a turbo high output engine. See your hometown Chevy dealer today.
I just don't think STCU could handle us. We've grown a lot.
Can I be frank with you? Not just because that's my name. Now, we've upgraded our tools, team, and bring a fresh perspective.
So what's your pitch?
Slow down a bit. Growth's great, but uncontrolled growth, now that can be dangerous.
And how could growth be bad?
You ever seen a 6-foot-tall third grader sitting on Santa's lap? It's weird.
This is some sort of reverse psychology.
You can't drive 80 miles per hour down a highway that's not finished. You don't want to eat a grilled cheese.
I would have stopped at the first one.
I didn't know where I was going with that anyways.
I get your point, but I don't need STCU to help us slow down.
True. but we're happy to offer strategy and advice until you do need us. Sometimes, what's best for you doesn't boost our bottom line.
Sounds like STCU actually cares.
We do. All right, 3, 2, 1. Feel like we've had a breakthrough here today. STCU Business. Partner up.
Experience the film that started it all as a live symphony orchestra performs with the full movie on the big screen.
Second show added. Get your tickets now at ticketswest.com.
4 News Now is brought to you by Foothills Mazda.
Thanks for staying up with Nightside. If you're planning to travel with your family this summer, some planning can save you money as airfare prices soar. Travel expert Scott Keys says new flights are expensive, so if you can, book your flights now or at least a month before your trip and be flexible with your travel dates. Shifting them earlier or later can help you find cheaper options. Also, prepare for any potential summer travel frenzy. Get to the airport early. Skip checking in your bags in case your flight has changed, and know your rights.
When you get that schedule change notification, don't view it as a negative. View it as an opportunity to get switched to a better flight without having to pay anything out of pocket.
If you haven't booked flights, get ready for some sticker shock. Domestic fares are forecast to exceed pre-pandemic prices as the summer travel heats up.
And if you're planning to head to a national park on your summer vacation, we have some good news. Getting around national parks is about to get a little easier. Google Maps will now help you navigate your way around the park you're visiting and guide you to landmarks. You'll also be able to access trail routes and get walking and biking directions. The updated app will also let you download a park map that you can use even without internet access.
And that looks like fun. Here are 4 things to know about your weather forecast. We've got rain or snow showers overnight. We'll get a little bit of a break in the morning, and then they'll be back in the afternoon on a more hit and miss basis. A breezy day on Tuesday, cooler than average conditions. It will be warmer by the weekend. No precipitation yet out at the airport. We're running a little more than 2 inches below average year to date. Today, our high temperature also below average, 51. 57 is our average high, and we started the day off at a cool 34. We'll be even cooler tomorrow, 49 for a high. This white line is average. It will be up in the 60s by this time next week. We will also be up around the 60s by this time next week. Temperatures close to average, and indications are that may be the trend for the last week of April and the first day of May. Our 8 to 14 day outlook. We are sandwiched in the inland northwest between cooler than average conditions on the west coast and rare orange. We haven't seen much orange in the western United States on this map, but above average temperatures to our east. So we may be right around average, and again, that will be in the lower 60s by this time next week. Precipitation, meanwhile, we are in the gray also, with no signal that will be above or below average for our precipitation. Pick of the night tonight from Andrew Derrickson, a stormy sunset, very pretty with the purples and the blues, and you can see a little virga as well there over a wheat stubble field, which I'm sure will be very busy here as we get closer to the growing season. Aaron?
Thank you, Chris. A few deer out there too.
I think so, maybe. Yes. Or horses.
Well, new on Nightside, McDonald's is upgrading its signature burgers. The changes include softer buns, gooier cheese, and onions added right from the grill. Big Macs will be served with more sauce. People can already try out the new burgers in some cities, including Los Angeles, Seattle, Phoenix, and Las Vegas. McDonald's says the new menu will be available across the country by early next year.
Don't forget to ask for ketchup.
Oh,
you don't get it if you
don't get ketchup if you don't ask.
Just thought everyone should know.
Ask for ketchup. Well, things got pretty testy between the Kings and Warriors tonight in the NBA playoffs. Coming up in sports, Alex Crescenti shows us how former Gonzaga Domantas Sabonis responded after taking a hard kick.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now is brought to you by Jacobs Custom Living.
Today Wednesdays, the field trip to the Franklin Institute.
And it's a sleepover.
Our first sleepover.
Cause girls is players.
So I don't get a thank you for putting me next to your little boyfriend?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I made you class buddies with Gregory. You can thank me after you have your really short, broad-shouldered babies.
I just wanna have a good night.
You two should just kiss and get it over with. You need to be better about hiding things with your face.
I just wanna have a good night. I just wanna have a good night. Hold up.
Spring into action and take your adventures to the next level with Northwest Motorsport. Fuel your next adventure at nwmsrocks.com/spring. Find the keys to your next adventure at Northwest Motorsport.
You didn't choose cat allergies, your hairline, or that thing when your knee just gives out for no reason. But you can choose your doctor who will care for all the things you didn't choose. Kaiser Permanente, for all that is you.
Get $200 when you open a new checking account with Horizon Credit Union. When you bank with us, you'll get expert guides to help you on your financial journey. A pathfinder, an advisor, a teammate, a guardian, and peace of mind wherever you're headed next. So, if you're ready for a better banking experience, sign up in branch or online with the promo code GET200. Horizon Credit Union, your path, our purpose.
Hit the ground running in the most adventurous Honda vehicles yet. Like the Pilot and Passport Trail Sport, or the Ridgeline, made more rugged with better off-road performance, and more capable with different driving modes available to conquer snow, mud, and sand. Adventure on in the Honda for you. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
The Seattle Kraken are getting ready for their first playoff appearance in franchise history against reigning champs Colorado Avalanche. In preparation for tomorrow's game, the team's mascot, there he is, Bowie, along with multiple super fans, hoisted the team's flag on top of the Space Needle. The team has a bit more to brag about. The Kraken are the second team in NHL history to reach 100 points in one of their first few seasons.
Don't get me started on Bowie. What a stupid mascot he is. Another Seattle team, the Mariners, entered Monday riding a bit of a hot streak, winners of 4 in a row and only a game and a half back of first place in the AL West. But after sweeping the lowly Colorado Rockies over the weekend, the competition would get much stiffer as they welcomed in the Milwaukee Brewers, who were also atop their division early on in the season. But in the bottom of the second, Brewers with a couple runners on, and Luke Voigt is going to line this ball down the left field line. That'll allow a run to come home, and already it's a 1-0 Milwaukee lead, and you can't have that because the Bats are a little quiet tonight. They take a 3-run lead into the bottom of the inning, but from there, Cal Raleigh doing what he does well. This shot to deep right, and that's a no-doubter, his second home run on the season, and that should get the offense going, right? Well, in the fourth, it's back to a 3-run game, and all of a sudden, Ty France getting his team back in this, finds the gap into left center field. J.P. Crawford hustles all the way home from first, and it's a 4-2 game. Could the Mariners be mounting a comeback? Well, while the pitching may have been stellar on Sunday afternoon, that wasn't the case tonight. In the 7th, Bryce Trang absolutely tags this ball off the first pitch he sees from Penn Murphy, and it's starting to get away from the M's now. Then in the 9th, yikes, the defensive struggles continue with 2 runners on. A routine ground ball for J.P. Crawford goes right between his legs. Shades of Bill Buckner in 1986, and that allows another Brewer to come home safely as this ugly game eventually comes to a merciful end. And once again, the bats of the M's just relatively quiet when they really could have used them tonight. Just 6 hits on the night.
Well, we let our guard down, didn't focus there, and he got out of it without having to throw a pitch. So, disappointed. We just didn't play a clean game, and when we don't play clean, we're just not going to beat too many teams. That's just where it was. A couple errors, and then the base running issue. So.
Game 2 is set for 6:40 tomorrow night as Logan Gilbert will take the mound for the M's in that one. And we just started the NBA playoffs a few days ago, but things are already heating up in a big way. And in the case of the Kings and the Warriors, it's getting a little chippy out there, to say the least, with the upstart Sacramento team led by Domantas Sabonis seemingly very much under the skin of the defending champs, or at least one player in particular. Well, the open possession of the game, it's the former Zag going right to work, drives to the basket, gets the layup to go down, just the beginning of a big night for Domantas. But the best three-point shooter in the league this year was back at it. Klay Thompson picks up the loose ball and drills it from the top of the arc. he'd also have a pretty good game. To the second we go, the Kings up, and Sabonis receives the pass in the lane, gets the layup and the foul. He's headed to the line. He finishes tied for a team-high 24 points. Like I said, this has been a chippy series already, and in the fourth, that came to a head as the Warriors rebound. Sabonis and Draymond Green get a little tangled up there. DeMontis holding the ankle of Green, and Green stomps on him because what else is new? That's kind of what he does. DeMontis down in some pain after a thorough review. Sabonis issued a technical foul. Draymond flagrant 2. He's out of here. After play would resume, we still got a close one. Steph finds the greatest catch-and-shoot player of all time. Thompson nails that 3. Deficit is just 3 now, but fans in Sacramento, they were not going to be denied lighting the beam tonight. Just over 2 to play. De'Aaron Fox ices it with the 3 of his own. Kings take game 2 in dramatic fashion. And while we're going to talk about how game 2, those that go up 2-0 in a series have a 92% chance of moving on, story tomorrow morning is going to be that play between DeMontis and Draymond.
Play of basketball. Look at the fans. This is it, We're here to fight, So every time we step on the floor, we're going to give everything for our teammates and the franchise. We're both fighting for the rebound, We found each other. Stuff happens. It's basketball. We got to move on next play.
And the series will now shift back to the Bay Area as game 3 is set for Thursday night. 4 News Now. We'll be right back.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
If your checking account isn't earning you money, it's time to switch to bonus checking from Numerica. The account that earns an incredible 2% annual percentage yield. That could earn you up to $500 every year or more.
I'm Chad Young from the Easy Home Buyer, and I pay cash for houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast for cash, call us today for your no-obligation as-is cash offer. We buy houses in any condition, and there are no fees, no commissions, and no repairs. We buy houses with tenants, fixer-uppers, bare land, even haunted houses. Woo! Call us today or visit us online at theeasyhomebuyer.com.
Pick up the phone to inquire. Call the Easy Home Buyer.
Performance. It's what powers the 2023 family of Mazda CUVs. With standard I-Active all-wheel drive and an available turbo engine. Helping you take performance further.
With effortless power and the reliability of I-Active all-wheel drive, Mazda CUVs are built for the Pacific Northwest. Take a test drive today at Foothills Mazda or shop now at SpokaneMazda.com.
For a limited time, get a free set of pallet forks when you purchase a new John Deere 3E Series compact utility tractor. From new landscaping projects to cleaning up winter yard debris, this versatile tractor and attachment combo will help you tackle all your outdoor spring projects. Stop by your local Pape Machinery Ag and Turf store today to take advantage of no payments for 90 days on all new 1 through 4 Series compact tractors. Pape keeps you moving.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
We have some rain moving through the region right now, but maybe turning to snow overnight. Won't be around long. We're heading up to a high of 49 tomorrow. However, in the afternoon, we'll have those hit and miss showers that we have become quite familiar with this time of year. A little rain, a little snow, a little graupel. It's going to be a breezy day too. Feeling pretty chilly.
33. Okay, I'm going to remember that at 8 a.m. when I wake my daughter up. Thank you, Chris. And here's something to wake you up. A relaxed homeowner and a curious bear share an encounter that's a little too close for comfort. We got some new details on this, though. David Oppenheimer was on his porch. You see the two of them come together. This is in North Carolina. That curious black bear is someone that he had already seen before. Oppenheimer says this was just the latest visit by this bear, which he says frequents the neighborhood often and is actually very peaceful.
Why is he recording himself?
That's what I was thinking the exit.
I think him and the bear are in cahoots here.
Yeah, he's like,
it's staged, clearly. Him and Smokey there.
Viral.
viral.
He's like, you want to make a viral video, friendly bear?
I see through you, David.
I want to leave out some jerky, and you come over about 3 o'clock. See you on TikTok.